Welcome to the 114th episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome, returning viewers. And for those of you watching us for the first time, we're so glad you could join us. On today's adventure, we're still basically on our little Prince Edward County trip, although we did take a little 30-minute drive to Belleville, and we visited the Grey Heron Yarn Shop. We can't wait to talk to you about that. It's always a great experience going there. We're also going to talk to you about where we're going to be on our craft shows. That's going to be exciting.
Oh, excellent.
And I'm just going to put in a little bit there if you want to go and see some of the products that we're going to be selling. It's on our Facebook page, and it's handmade by MNC, and I'll put that right on the bottom there so you can see that. And go and check out that page. Is actually, I should be talking about that in a work in progress because it is definitely a work in progress, but it gives you an idea of some of the products we're selling. Now, before we talk all about our trip to Belleville to the yarn store and also to the little lavender farm in Prince Edward County, we will talk about, or Colleen will talk about what we're wearing.
So first of all, let's talk about what we are both wearing. So we are both wearing the Kairos by Laura Nelson. And if you are ever thinking about trying to do beads with your knitting, this is a good one to start with. Now, I purchased these as kits, and so I don't know if maybe if you can turn, then there's actually a leather clasp that comes with the kit. It's a great kit, and it's got great instructions, and there's videos on how to do it, so they're wonderful. So we have two different colors. I think yours is called Turtle Haven, and mine's called Bohemian. I'm not sure whether we should have switched them. I don't know. But you're very matching with what you're wearing, so that's good. Now, the yarn that's involved,
that way.
She's so smart, is Emma's yarn and Practically Perfect Small. So it's her 80-20 base. And it's great. Like
They're so light on there, aren't they?
Are.
They're very light, and it
Exactly.
gives you a little bit of bling when you're not kind of that blingy person. It's
There
just
you go.
bling. It's
That's
nice.
good. So we were getting ready, and May said, I feel so bare without something on my neck. And I thought, well, the diva has arrived. So
I can't cope. I have a little cowl.
So anyway, so she put this one on, and I went, okay, do I remember what this is? Do I remember what this is? Do I remember what this is? I thought, I do.
I just wanted to give you more work. Because you know how you never sit down.
No,
well,
no.
I just wanted to give you more work.
That's okay. So this is called, it's not the actual whole thing. This is the Gold Dust, and that's by Lisa Haynes, or Hands, not sure which she pronounces it. And I just hacked this. So I made the V, like I knit it so far, and then I just did the end of what the shawl was going to be. So it's got nice little dots in there. It looks great. It's something that's multicolored, but it looks, it doesn't look better, but it looks, the eyelets pop when you don't, when it's not so modeled in colors like that. But speaking of modeled in colors, guess what? We dyed that yarn.
Are you shocked?
I am shocked. Sometimes
I actually put it on, and Colleen goes, did you know that we dyed that yarn? I'm like, we did?
Yes, we did.
Wow.
Back in the day.
Wow. We didn't dye the yarn for this.
No.
It kind of matches. But
That's right. No, we
yeah,
didn't.
that was amazing.
So
we
you
should
could
do
tell.
more dyeing in our spare time. That's
You know
lovely.
what? I, somewhere in my little stash, did you hear me say little stash? I'm surprised Maya didn't start laughing.
Well, I was thinking, little? When did your stash become little?
There you go. Well, if you
Maybe
had
in
a
your
mansion,
dreams.
it's a little stash. So anyway, I do have some skeins of yarn that we could dye. And maybe we should try that again.
I think we should in our spare time.
Exactly.
Yes.
Good thing to film
Good thing to film.
and fun to do.
That'd be great.
So that's what we're wearing, and next we're going to talk about finished objects. My first finished object is a cowl, and I was working on it last time, and this is the Basket Weave Cowl by Stacy Keitzer. Now this is obviously, the printer ink was running out.
We're not going to go there again.
Okay, that was years ago.
Do you see a pattern here?
That was years ago.
Was it?
Now, when I tried to link this pattern in our Ravelry show notes, it doesn't link for some reason. But if you put in Stacy Keitzer's name, this pattern comes up, and it's a free pattern. So I just want you to know that. Now, I used the Charisma, and this is the plain. This is called Off-White, because guess what? It's off-white. There it is.
This
and
is lovely.
this is one of the double wraps, and I love these in just the plain color because once again the texture shows off. Now the new thing is putting on one of these tags, and you would have seen that in our last episode that we were doing that on some hats, and I'm just starting to do that. This is a Christmas gift for the person who shall not be named. And so when we did our order, and they're by Brick Bubble, and it's www.brickbubble.ca. When we did our order, it came in a little box. It had the ones that we put on the hats. This was just one. I think they put in 2 or 3 other kind of tags for you just to see what you'd like. And so I am really quite pleased, and I
really like
hoping,
that.
I know, it just adds a little something.
It does. It looks very professional.
A little je ne sais quoi.
You're just on fire today, aren't you?
Well, you know, some days you
Some
have
days
it.
you are. Some days you don't.
All right.
Oh.
Now, my next finished objects are one entirely finished object, one almost finished object, and one it needs some extra work, but we'll put them all at the same time. So if you saw our last episode at Rosehaven Yarns in Picton, I bought 2 balls of the Sheepies, I think it's Sheepies is how they say it, Chunky Monkey. It's anti-pilling, so it's 100% acrylic, premium acrylic, and it's anti-pilling, which is a good thing. So it doesn't, you know, the little balls in
And
there.
I remember just picking this up the other day, like at Prince Edward County, and look at this.
I know. So I
Wow.
started. Now, the thing is, this, compared to the Bernat Softy Chunky, this is not as thick. So I had to do some digging. So I'm just going to let you know, this is not a bad thing to know how to do. So what I did was I went onto my, into my library, and then I filtered it. I thought, okay, I know how many stitches I'm supposed to get to the inch with this. I'm going to look for a hat that has that tension. And so I looked and looked and looked. Didn't take me too long. You can also look just on Ravelry itself and look for a free pattern if you don't want to spend. But I had purchased this one a long time ago. And this is a cabled hat. It is not the same thing at all, but it gave me some numbers that I could work with. And this is Northward by Tin Can Knits. And this is actually a free pattern. I just checked that before we started, which is good. So what that allowed me to do is to then use those numbers to make the hat. So here's
Sounds
the first one,
complicated.
which is all done. So this would be a child's hat, just by the numbers of that. So that's a child's
cute.
hat. It
And
is.
you know, I have to say, when we were buying this yarn and we were picking up, you kind of had that in your hand. Then you put it aside. Then you brought out purple and brown, like the usual.
Yep.
And then I said, you know what? Let's
Just
just
go
go
for
for
it.
it. Because we just saw the movie, the Barbie movie.
Mhm.
I don't know if we even want to talk about it, do we?
Well,
Do
we can talk about it.
Okay. How did you like the Barbie movie?
I kept thinking I was missing something because I kept thinking this, like there were little bits that were a little funny, but I thought there were little girls that were in,
Yeah.
and I think they would just be looking at it on the surface, but there's some pretty deep ideas, but they would probably look at it like their Barbies were coming to life, I think. I don't know.
I don't know.
But I love this bright pink. It's called Hot Pink is what the color is. It's number 121257.
Yeah, I like the movie because of the pink. But
Yes.
That's about the only thing I liked about the movie. I know you say it was funny. I didn't find any of it funny at all.
Right.
And I think, am I the only one in the world that doesn't like the Barbie movie? Because,
Right.
I mean, it has grossed all these millions of
Right.
dollars, and we just had
Absolutely.
to see it so that we could,
Right.
you know, see what the big
Exactly.
hype was all about.
Yeah.
And maybe it was so hyped up that I was a little
You know,
disappointed.
sometimes that happens.
I think that's what happened
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
You know, let us know if you've seen the Barbie movie, if you think it's nice or you liked it or whatever.
Exactly.
I mean, it wasn't horrible, but I wouldn't pay money to go see it again.
That's true.
Okay, and then you feel like when you don't like it, you think there's something wrong with me because
That's
the
right.
world likes it.
Yeah.
So I was glad when you and I both got out, we both kind of felt the same
Like,
way.
really?
Like
I kinda
I kind of got the message, but it's a little deep. I'm not
That's
sure
very deep.
what audience they were going for.
Exactly.
I think that's the problem. It wasn't really a kids movie because
No.
I think it would be a lot over kids' heads.
Right.
It wasn't really at our. I don't know. I don't know where they were going with it. But anyway.
But we love pink.
We like pink. We actually got to go to the movie, which was nice because we were in between going to a hotel room and we had some time to put in.
Exactly.
That's the only reason we had time to go to the movie. Otherwise, we don't have time to go sit in the theater.
No, we don't.
But anyway, we love the pink. And here's the hats, and I think they're awesome, and I think kids would like that.
That's
and
right.
You did the little tag thing
On
again.
That's right. Now what is interesting, I'm just going to explain what's interesting. This, the number of stitches in this allowed me to do the decreases like I could do in the basic beanie by Destiny Meyer. And then I got into this one.
That's cute.
And so this is smaller pom-pom. The stitches didn't allow me to do that. So then what I did was I used the decreases from the northward. Okay, so it's just a matter of having hat patterns and going back and forth. So this one is that far, missing the tag. So I'm going to hand that to you.
So we have to put a tag on that.
And this one still has a stitch marker on it. So I just finished this last night. I was able to sew that in and sew in my ends. And so now I've got to make a pom-pom. I have just enough. So these are 100-gram skeins. Yes, they are. And skeins have 116 meters. So I bought 2 of these and I have 3 hats.
Wow. That's great. Now you do a great job on these pom-poms.
Thank you.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but how do you make, like, do you have a machine specifically for that?
I have one. I don't have it with me, but I have. It's the Clover pom-pom makers.
And you like that one?
Yes, I have bought other pom-pom makers, and didn't enjoy them quite so much. But the Clover ones I did. That being said, the basic beanie by Destiny Meyer, she has in there a link to a video on how to do a pom-pom. And it's made the world of difference.
Oh, okay.
So that's a good thing to do with that pattern. All right, so I think those are my finished objects. And May, how about you finished objects?
Well, you know, I've been working on all kinds of little different projects. I've been still labeling for our booth. I've been busy doing that. I've been busy tidying up and organizing and trying to set up the table. But I went over to visit my mom the other day. I took some time to do that, and she had a finished object.
She did. Well,
And
we
I
better
thought,
show
we
the
need
world.
It's okay. Here's my mom's finished object. And she explained to me this is cabling.
Reversible cables.
Yes, because she would like Colleen to sew a button on here.
Yes, which I'm going to do.
Colleen's going to sew a button on there like that, and then the scarf's going to go around there like that.
Go
somehow.
through the hole. You're gonna basically make a hole to put the other end through.
Yes. So I was very proud of my mom because she
Yes.
went on YouTube and she had never done that before.
No.
That cable.
And
both
I
sides.
took a class, but and this was your mom's design. She kind of had taken a look at a scarf that we'd seen in Niagara Falls, and she went through the process and
Yes.
was able to design something.
So very happy with that. And,
Talented lady.
Yeah, I feel it because she is my mom. It's kind of like I've done it too.
Okay. It's May's finished object. Let's just say that. Boy, she knits well.
The DNA's the same.
That's
isn't it?
right. That's what they say.
I only wish I could do this. This is very, very talented. So
There
thank
you
you.
go.
Thank you, Mom, if you're watching.
There you go. So, that's it.
That's it.
Okay, so next we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress is another one of the basket weave cowls, and it is in Charisma. This is an actual white, and I'm actually really liking it in white. It's
Wow,
very
that's
pretty.
beautiful.
This yarn, it is 100% acrylic. 100% acrylic, but it is so soft. And the plain color once again shows off the basket weave. So I'm obviously working on making things for the booth, and so I'm half done already, and I just started this last night.
Wow.
So now this is what kind of needles, May?
Looky.
Looky. Yeah, and they are brilliant to work on this yarn. So very pleased about that. So that's that. Now, before I continue on with my works in progress, I just want to mention one of our subscribers was very kind, and when I mentioned the mitten pattern that alpaca yarn was made, then somebody had mentioned it, and so it is the Newfoundland mitts, and there they are. So you can either do them all in one color or do them in different colors, and I have all kinds of lovely yarn in my very little stash. And so I'll be able to find some to do those, because I think, I've made for our boys, I've made hats, and I've made cowls, and I've made socks, and scarves, and all kinds of things that never made the mittens.
Wow.
So I think that's
That'd be
maybe
nice
what I'm going to
going
do
up.
for Christmas. We're going to have to
Right.
see.
Now,
I might have to buy them a ball of wool and make the mittens after.
Yeah, that might be a good idea this year. we've learned so much from the subscribers. They give us such ideas,
do.
and one of the subscribers had asked about our booth and where it's going to be, and
Right.
so that was something I thought, well, maybe we should do that. So I've got to be doing that. Again, the mittens were a great idea. They tell you where to get free patterns. It's just kind of a really nice community that's kind of
Very
helping and
much so.
supporting each other. It's really
That's
nice.
right. We like that.
I appreciate that.
All right. Now, you saw...
Oh.
Whoop, I just moved the light. You saw this last week, and that is this cross stitch. And I had just barely started it, and I've been playing at this off and on. We talked about the fact that you like to change what your hands are doing. So use little needles, use big needles, and then sometimes do some cross stitch. So there is what's going on with that. So some of the lettering is top stitched and some is actually cross stitched. And I really like how the brown goes with the white. I think they call it an ivory or something, but I really like how that's going. So this is going to take some time. I have till Christmas, so I'm not stressed out about that. Now, I just want to mention this. I tried to do my infinite wisdom, because sometimes I have some. I tried to, I thought, I'm not going to pull out the big magnetic board. I don't need that. I can handle it. Well, let me say, at 9 o'clock at night when it's been a long day of soap making, perhaps I can't do that. So then I pulled out that magnetic board, and some of you will have used this. Now, you will see this, and it's Knitter's Pride, and it's worth every penny to buy this. I purchased extra magnets. And the reason for that is sometimes you're doing 2 or 3 different things at the same time. And so this just allows me, and then I know, okay, I'm doing this at this time. And since I put that on, I've not made a mistake. Before, I made about 5. So it was worth it, and I should have got up to get this. But it's something that I would recommend. There's different ones that you can get to do this. I know Coco Knits has one, but the Knitter's Pride ones is nice.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It feels pretty substantial.
It is, absolutely. I have a little one and the bigger one, and I just find with these old eyes at the end of the day,
Yeah, it's nice.
is it going to snap?
Well, I can, but do you want me to snap it?
Sure, here it goes. Boom.
There you go.
Yeah,
You needed
got a
to
nice
hear that,
sound.
didn't you?
I did. No problem. So that is just a suggestion for something like that. Now, my last work in progress is not knitting, and it's not cross stitch. It's a little bit of sewing. You will have, I lied, there is some cross stitch. So, K.F. Jones of the Bakery Bears was doing Stitchy You, which is now done. And the idea was for July you worked on cross stitch, and for August you were to sew. Well, it's September officially, and I am not done my sewing, but that's okay. I've been doing little bits at a time and working on it. Part of my problem was having to pick 4 fabrics, and I think I did okay. So I thought this might look like water for the beach days. This is kind of sea life here, a little bit of summer flowers. And so I'm quite pleased how this is. Now, I'm just going to say you could do these all the same color, but I'd like the idea of the patchwork. And what I did was the back is going to be this color, and so that I'm going to have this dark blue and this dark blue, and then I can make the zipper the same thing. So this is going to become a project bag. I have cut out all the pieces. I have interfaced fronts and backs. And so I'm just getting ready to put in the zipper in, and I always stress about the zipper. So right now, it's not on hold, but I'm just getting ready to do that.
This is going to be wonderful when it's all finished.
I
Looks
know.
great. I can't
I'm
wait to
happy
see
with
the
it.
end product.
I know.
Yeah, that's
Should be
great.
fun.
I love the fabrics that you chose. Good job on
Thank
choosing
you.
that. Yeah.
You know, and I didn't, normally I ask May, and I didn't. Because I thought, Colleen, you are a grown-up woman and you could do this. And I thought, if it's wrong, you're going to make another one.
I think it's just because you can't make a decision. I don't think it's that
No, it isn't. It
No.
is that bit of perfectionism,
Oh,
which might
maybe,
happen, and you
yes.
don't want to do it wrong.
Right.
So it's not that I can't make the decision, it's that I don't want to make the wrong decision. So you just kind of freeze a little bit. And so I decided enough of this foolishness. And I'm quite happy. I did it. So if I've done it once, I can do it again.
And that perfectionist kind of comes through on other things. One of the subscribers, as we were talking about subscribers today, had said that you have the best show notes. They really appreciate all your show notes. I never go to the show notes. I have no idea what she's talking about. And I don't know if anybody goes to your show notes, but one person does, and they appreciate them. So,
well, that's good.
So good job.
One person, it's worth it. There we go. So those are my works in progress. And May, how about you?
I have a couple of works in progress. One I mentioned previous, it was the Facebook page that I'm working on. It's brand new, but I would appreciate it if you could go on there and follow us. Do you follow on Facebook? I don't know. Or do you
I think you do. Or you like it. I don't know.
You like or follow. If there's a like or follow, could you do that, please? That would really help us out. And take a look at some of the photos. And also, on there is the dates that we're going to be selling stuff in the area. So another person or two have mentioned they would like to come and visit us. And if you're in the area and you see one of those dates and know where we are, we would love for you to come by and say hello. So go on the Facebook page. You will certainly see the dates of where we were going to be in September and November.
Right.
And just give us a like on there, and that would be awesome.
Perfect.
So that's one thing I'm working on. So the Facebook page is a work in progress. It's an ongoing thing.
Yes.
It's not everything we sell. It's some of the things that we sell.
Right.
But it gives you an idea.
Correct.
And also, Colleen and I both work on these cuffs. These are recycled leather belts.
We call them upcycled.
Oh, do we?
Yes, we do.
We don't. You do. But upcycled's good.
Upcycled's
I like that.
good.
And these are great leather cuffs because these belts are like brand new, and of course they are upcycled. And they they can, be a bracelet, or they can be a cuff. I like this one because it's just got some.
Exactly.
You can get all kinds of neat belts out there.
It's so funny when you're at a Goodwill or a secondhand store, and you get somebody who has had a 42-inch waist. It's like, yes, I can get lots of belts out of there.
I don't know, but anyway. These are like brand new. Love it. I love how you put these on. We should do a tutorial on how you do these.
Yes, I can do
these
that
are
for
great.
sure.
You've got some different types here. You've got some
Thinner
ones, and these ones have a little thing around them.
Yeah.
So those are always a work in progress. I love doing those, and you like doing those too.
Exactly.
And that's about it.
Okay, so next we're going to talk about our adventure.
As I mentioned in the intro, Colleen, we went to Belleville, which was 30 minutes away from where we were basically staying in Prince Edward County. And it wasn't too far. And we love visiting Karen in that store.
Grey Heron Yarns.
The Grey Heron Yarns, every time we go there. And I don't know, I just love the area. I love it there. They're so friendly and welcoming. And Karen, she used to be at the one end of the store, and then she moved to the other end of the plaza.
It's like a little plaza, yeah.
Plaza. And anyway, we have a video, and we'll just put that in there now, and then we'll come back and talk to you. Here we are on our way to Belleville. Now, Belleville, Colleen, the population is only 55,000, which is not very large.
Oh, that's very tiny.
Yes, it is.
And there's the Grey Heron Yarn Shop.
We've been there before, and we had to go back because we just love visiting there. We get into talking to Karen, and
pretty soon there Karen. She is. We were having a nice chat.
We always have a great chat with Karen. She's so knowledgeable business-wise and everything else. Here's Marilyn. Now, Marilyn is lovely to speak with also. It was the first time we met Marilyn. She volunteers there at least once a week, which is really nice of her, and she helps Karen out.
And look at all these yarn racks, and they're on wheels, similar to what you do in your garage. So they can be pushed out of the way so that they can have classes, or if they're going to have a trunk show, then they can have more room for the trunk show.
Didn't Karen say that she had all kinds of trunk shows?
Right, and the last one she was talking about was one by Richard DeVries, who dyes yarn. And actually, we'll talk about that in Souvenirs. So she said it was very successful. Lots of people came. And these bags, she had to show me these bags. They have 1, 2, 3 zippered compartments inside, and then there's the 4th zipper to close the bag. They're very amazing. There's a maker from Montreal, I think, who has come from Montreal that makes them. And she uses all different kinds of fabrics, but really, really great fabric.
It is absolutely great quality, but also the price reflects that too, because I think they're a little bit over $80 worth.
I think that's what they are.
But well worth it when you see the quality of work that's involved and the zippers.
And such a variety of fabric. I thought that was the neatest part.
And you being a sewer could really appreciate that.
Exactly. Now, Marilyn does something called Swedish weaving, which I'd never heard of before. And it is unbelievable to see. So it looks like somebody has done major cross stitch, and that's not what it is. So it is called Swedish weaving, and I'm going to look more into that because I like learning new skills. So Karen had moved into a bigger place, just kind of at the other end from where her yarn store was before, and she's got much more space. And look at all the yarn and all the beautiful colors.
Great stock, right? It was just an awesome visit, wasn't it, Colleen?
It was amazing, and Karen is so lovely, and Marilyn was helpful, and lots of good stories. We had a really, really good visit.
Now, anytime we go to Prince Edward Island, we're always going to make sure that we drop in to say hello.
And I have to just say County.
I always say Prince Edward Island. But anyway, it was great. Now we're off to the Lavender Farm.
And it's Prince Edward County Lavender.
Yes. Now, Belleville was not in Prince Edward County. It's only 30 minutes away.
Right.
And they have bed and breakfast here, too, if you want to go on their website at this Lavender Farm here.
Right. And we spent most time, actually all the time, in the store because in July is when the lavender's harvested. So let's just say the fields were nothing but green. They were beautiful, but they were green. And so there's so many different kinds of things with lavender in. So there's lavender creams and lavender soap and lavender honey, all kinds of things. There's some massage soaps. So obviously we're doing soap, so we were kind of taking a look at the soap.
I love how they display them.
I know,
that's
all
what I
that
like
packaging is amazing.
This lavender farm is actually in Hillier, and the population, it's out there. There was only 100 people population.
Oh,
but you can have the B&B there. They rent that house out.
Exactly.
You might want to look into that when you look in their website, which is pecklavender.com. PECLAVENDER.com.
Now you can imagine I was quite taken with these lovely bracelets. So they have lava stones in, so you can put your essential oils on, and the purple ones. You know me, purple. I was having a great time in this store. So much purple.
And you'll see in Souvenirs what we bought.
And I thought May would find this. That looked to me like resin.
I think it was.
And here, that one cup, I thought, oh, if only I drank tea. And I still haven't figured out how to drink tea. But I really did like the mug. It almost came home with me. And look at all the beautiful pictures of the lavender farm. I was so glad that you took some film of that because you could see what the lavender farm would look like. And it was kind of a cold, and not cold, but it was a rainy day, so we were...
Overcast day, I think it was. But it was a good day to be traveling around.
Exactly.
And there's some honey, and coming up too, Colleen, they also have lavender chocolate. I don't know if you saw that, but I figure if you
know
did,
what?
you'd have bought some.
No, I think I missed it. Oh, there you go.
Is.
There it is.
I've never had lavender chocolate. It would be interesting.
I have not.
We've had lavender jam, of course.
Right.
But, yeah. So we had quite the hectic day of traveling around and visiting, and a good day, though.
It is. We had a great adventure.
And more soaps on this display here. Like I say, I love
That's
looking
one
at
with
the
loofah
displays.
in them.
Oh,
I've done
it?
those before. Yeah. It's you kind of just put it in, you slice it and put it in, and then it's kind of a scrubbing. Yep. It's great.
I wonder if we should do that.
Maybe we could try it.
There's a wreath. I got that particularly for one of my friends because she makes wreaths. Dutch might like that. And there's the farm there, but it's all been harvested.
And there's my lovely purple chair.
Anything purple. That was a perfect store for you.
Exactly.
Oh, after a long day, this was our dinner because we had such a large lunch that we thought we'll just have wine, cherries and grapes for dinner, and cheese. So thanks for watching. Well, we hope you enjoyed that little adventure. If you're ever in Prince Edward County, make sure you make that special trip to Belleville. It is absolutely worth the trip. Colleen loves the yarn store. She loves what she carries in her yarn store. And she'll chat with you, and it's just a great place to be. So when you're in the area, make sure you drop in to say hi to Karen and Marilyn in the yarn store.
Exactly. So next we're going to talk about souvenirs. Souvenirs. Lots of souvenirs.
Yes, you did really well.
I did very well. And I'm very happy with what I purchased, and there's always reasons for everything. May always looks at me, yarn, Colleen? Really? Yarn? Well, it's that very little stash. You know?
I don't know how you can say that with a straight face. Of course you don't.
I don't. It's very funny. So when we were talking with Karen, she had mentioned the trunk show with Richard DeVries, and that there were still some of these kits left. Now, these kits, it's very crinkly and I apologize, have enough yarn to make 2 hats and the pattern. So, in my brain, I went 2 hats, 1 for May, 1 for me, 1 for a mum, 1 for another mum. There we go.
So my mom and I can go out with the same hats?
Yes. And I'll take a picture. Twins Day out. So anyway.
The colors are great though.
They are.
I do love the colors.
So these ones are lovely in blue. Look at you, matching very much. But I mean, I have had Richard DeVries yarn before, and it is lovely. And these are kind of purpley ones, which might be for me. I don't know. Sometimes my mother doesn't wear the hats that I make. Sometimes she does. I have to debate. It's either going to be a cowl for me, and I'll find her another hat, or I'll make 2 hats. But anyway, I thought for the price, these were $40 for the kit. So $40 for 2 hats or 2 Christmas gifts that are special because they're handmade, I thought was a good deal. So that was that.
Okay, we'll go with that. I love how you rationalize.
Oh, I can rationalize anything. Now, while we were away, I was making all those hats, and I was working with the metal needles, and we did talk about the click-clack. But the other thing is sometimes after you worked with them for a while, they can be a little pointy on your fingers. So I asked Karen about bamboo, and so she had some Chow bamboo circular. And so I got the size to make the little hats because they knit up really nice and quick, and if I was going to make a lot for a booth. And we had a lovely conversation about the difference in prices pre-COVID and post-COVID, because it does make a difference. So if you're finding things in the yarn store a little bit more expensive, it all has to do with supply and demand, and it has to do with COVID and whether they can get supplies and those kind of things. So you have to be patient, and just if you need it, you need it, and then you'll have to just buy that. So normally I don't take these things out of the package until we've spoken, but my hands were needing them, so I took one out and put it back in the package. So I have used
perfectionist in you, right?
Well, you know, my hands were getting tired of the metal poking in my fingers, and I thought, okay, I'm just gonna pull that out, do a little knitting.
And did you find a big difference?
I did.
Good.
I did, especially for the smallest size of the hat with, I could have used DPNs, but I didn't have them with me. It's just that bit of ribbing, and that first part was hard to get all the stitches to do what they needed to, and those are much nicer. I really enjoyed those actually.
Good.
Now, the other thing I bought was this yarn, because not that I don't like purple anymore, because I still like purple. But this was amazing yarn that we found. So Marilyn, when I was chatting with her, she talked to me about some yarn, and then she showed me this, and I went, oh.
This feels great.
It does feel great. It's Cascade, so it's not super pricey. But if you look very closely, May, at that yarn, just look at the yarn, not the tag. Look at the yarn. What color do you see?
Blue.
And what else do you see?
Purple. There's purple through there.
There's a little purple through there. So it's almost like there's a little twist of purples. Not a whole lot.
It's winking at you.
It's winking at you. There you go. We want purple winking at you.
There you go. That's why you bought it.
Yeah. So I'm really, really happy with that.
You can rationalize anything.
I can. I can. That's for sure. Now, then when we went to the Prince Edward County Lavender, and we had a lovely chat with Lisa. Who's one of the owners.
I did mention, I think maybe in the video, they do have a bed and breakfast, I think, on their website.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Exactly. So we did miss the harvesting of the lavender, but it was beautiful to be there. So we had a lovely walk around their store, as you saw in the video. And then, what was I going to do? So they do have lavender honey. And I thought lavender and honey, I probably would taste okay. but I have a little bit of honey in the morning, and I'm not sure my brain could do lavender and honey in the morning. But I don't know, maybe it doesn't taste any different. But what they also sell is wildflower honey. And so I thought, I'm going to buy that and give that a try. And then maybe if we get to go to Prince Edward County again, then maybe sometime I'll try the lavender honey.
That's a great idea. And you bought one of these for my son Scott too.
Exactly.
He likes honey in his tea.
Perfect.
Yeah.
See, if I like tea, I can put my honey in it. Now, the other thing that I did, which I bought some day cream for this old face, just to put a little on. Now, the reason for that, are you ready for rationalizing? Here comes the rationalizing, is that we have started making some cream.
Oh.
And I want to try and make a face cream, and I want to make sure that the face
Texture.
cream we make is good enough.
Okay. Okay. Because I was thinking, you have made so much cream. I thought, why is Colleen buying, like, I didn't know
Right.
you bought this cream.
Right.
And I'm thinking, why on earth would you buy cream when we have a house full of cream?
Right.
But that, what you're saying now makes total sense.
So we have made hand lotion. We've made it in a jar. We've made it in a tube. We've
And
made solid lotion bars. And we had been watching somebody, I can't remember who was making a face cream. And we thought, and it had lavender in it. I thought it might have been Ellen Ruth, actually. It might have.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, I really want to try this. And then I thought, but how am I going to know if it's any good? I mean, maybe I would like it. I don't know. I could try it on my own face, but I want to make sure it's something that people would like. And so I thought, well, we can try it on your face. We can try it on my face. We can try it on the mums' faces. But I thought I'm going to buy some lavender cream. And that's what this is. It's a day cream. So we're going to give this a try, and then I'm going to compare what I make to that, because obviously they've done their research, and we'll see how it goes.
Wow. It's going to be neat when we open this up to see what it looks like on the inside.
I know. I have
and
not
you
opened
haven't opened it yet?
Oh, here it goes.
You don't want to open it?
You can go ahead.
I just want to see what it looks like. I know your hand creams are absolutely amazing.
Well,
and I know
thank you.
Colleen says we. I do a lot of the cleanup, a lot of that kind of thing. But you actually the one that does the recipe and the calculations and the actual making of it. And your hand creams are so good.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. And I'm not one for wearing the, I like the jar. Look at that.
That's beautiful.
See, this is why we open things, Colleen.
Well, I wait till you're with us to open.
Oh,
That's nice. Not too
yeah,
strong.
it's not too strong, but I want to. Oh, I love the texture of that. Like I love that. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my hand. That's nice.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, good.
Well, I haven't put it on my face yet, but
No.
I'm a little worried about on camera. Will we have breakout welts or something? I don't know.
No,
I think
no,
I'll test it on my wrist
There
first.
you go.
But yeah, so that'll be cool.
Exactly. So I'm going to give this a try, see how it feels, do that for a couple of days, and then I'm going to make the cream, and then I'm going to give that a try and see.
And we'll let you know how that works out. And maybe Colleen will let me film you doing that.
Oh, maybe.
Sometimes you don't like me to film because
Usually the first time, because that's when all the what's going on here? I don't know what I did. Yeah.
And you just made, Colleen just made about 400 lip balms, and I never got to film any of it.
Right.
So next time we make
It's
lip
okay.
balms,
I
we'll do
said
the
to make
rest
next time I do lip balms
With
I
the
will
recipe, yes.
Yeah, I will do that. So
There you go.
Because it actually turned out nice. Like I like lip balm. You don't tend to wear lip balm, but I like it, and I'm happy with this. Like I've worn it for the last 4 or 5 days, and we've got 3 flavors, and I'm happy with those.
Good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming along with us on our adventure.
Don't forget to check out our Facebook page. Check that out, and then you'll know where we are next Sunday.
Right. And you're going to put the name down here?
I'll put the name down there, and
Excellent.
you'll see on Facebook other places that we're going to be throughout the season.
Right. And do subscribe, give us a thumbs up, comment down below if there's anything else you'd like to see. We're going to be going to other places. We're going to be doing our markets. We're going to be doing other places. So if there's some place you'd like us to visit, just let us know. That would be great. And so until next time,
You